Mr. Dennis Tan.
Chairman, last year the Keppel Offshore and Marine corruption case was discussed in this House. Many people have wondered how sizable bribe payments were made without oversight from the highest level of management or its board. Like the Soiber case, we are still waiting for the outcome of the Keppel case. The ongoing problems plaguing High Flux that have since surfaced remind us that corporate governance issues remain complex and entrenched, with potential market-wide implications. This, in turn, can affect shareholder value and investor confidence. The repercussions of such problems affect many small-scale retail investors. 60-year-old Mrs. Goh shared with Channel News Asia her worries of not being able to recoup her investment in High Flux. Such worries are not unfounded, as recent announcements by High Flux have indicated that investors like her will have to suffer losses on their investments if a proposed restructuring plan proceeds. In many other cases, it is often the minority investors that lack protection and do not get any help from the regulators or the law when majority shareholders and directors make use of loopholes in regulations to effect transactions at the expense of minority shareholders. Another worry arising from such corporate malfeasance is the impact such incidents can have on a company's reputation and, by extension, on Singapore's. Some international commentators have made unflattering remarks on the robustness of Singapore's regulatory regime and enforcement. I know the MAS have set up a Corporate Governance Advisory Committee as part of the recommendations by the Corporate Governance Council, itself set up in 2018 to review the Code of Corporate Governance. Despite such efforts, it may be time for us to acknowledge that self-regulation and internally driven processes on corporate governance cannot be relied upon solely. The present oversight processes and regime are surely not adequate. In some of these cases, the problems reported seem to have escaped the attention of their auditors, or the problems have not been commented upon by their auditors. In cases where the executive management of a company or its board is aware of serious malfeasance or malpractices, or is not aware of such malfeasance but ought to be aware, the buck should never stop anywhere below executive management and its board. Regulators should be more proactive in taking errant or neglectful directors to account when they fail in their duties and obligations. Can SGX Redco or ACRA not do more? The government should do more to improve the corporate governance regime of our companies. I would like to propose that an independent task force be convened to evaluate the need for a government agency to provide oversight on corporate governance standards and to improve audit quality. Such a review is timely and necessary to ensure that safeguards are in place to protect shareholder value and to ensure that the reputation of Singapore companies is not adversely affected by those who have fallen short.